Hello everybody, welcome to week 10 of the Old Dominion Dynasty here, and may have the toughest matchup in the Conference USA yet. Marshall and Old Dominion might be the top two teams in the entire conference, and they both meet in this highly anticipated East Division matchup. Marshall started the season 5-0, but they've since lost 2 games in a row, while Old Dominion has been on a strong winning streak. That's right, of 7 games. But this game, if Marshall wins, Marshall could be in a nice position to maybe even go on to win the division if things go their way, especially if Middle Tennessee were to lose as well. But it's all going to be decided here today. This can largely draw the picture for who's going to come out of the East Division this season in the Conference USA. Old Dominion defending their title here at home against the Thundering Herd, and it's Shane McCarley rolling out here on second down, and he fits that into a small window where only Philip Dickens can get it. A beautiful throw on the run. Generally hard to get a lot of accuracy on those throws on the run, but Dixon here, he comes on his first carry of the game, bouncing around, dodging guys. I should say his second carry of the game. I misspoke on that one. 2nd and 8 though. McCarley's going to drop back to pass, and it's Connor Martin. We all know he recently just got to the 100 career reception mark. Very important mark for him, especially being a tight end. I mean, it's just not something you see too often where a guy plays that much and gets that many receptions, so it's been a great career to watch. 3rd and 4 now as Old Dominion encroaching upon the red zone potentially, but Shane McCarley, that was a well-defended option, and Marshall has a really talented defense. They were all over this. There was nowhere this option could go. You couldn't pitch it. The pitch man was covered. You can't hand it off. Couldn't hand it off. And Old Dominion actually would just punt it away. A little too far for a field goal. Going for it was going to be tough, so they just give it to Marshall and hope the defense can take care of business. That's what you got to do sometimes. You got to have some confidence in the defense. And look at the hit by T.J. Ricks. He destroys the running back, or I should say the fullback, on this play. But he's the back coming out of the backfield, and look at that. Ricks destroys him. Good grief. 3rd and 2, a shotgun for Gunnar Holcomb, and it's Matt Gardner. These two are a very tricky combo. Matt Gardner, the running back, Gunnar Holcomb, the quarterback. They actually run a similar offense style to what we have here at Old Dominion. So we're seeing lots of option concepts, a lot of pistol, shotgun handoffs, and Gardner runs up for 15 more yards, continuing to eat this defense up on this first drive. 1st and goal now. Holcomb drops back the pass, and he's got a man open. It's Carlson in the end zone. And Marshall is on the board first. A good drive for the Marshall offense. They went right at it. Had no problem moving the ball against that Old Dominion defense. McCarley's going to try an option here, and he's going to get about 7. Very manageable 3rd down coming up, guys. Pistol formation. Here he's going to find Philip Dickens. A very good season for Dickens. He's broken out as an excellent wide receiver. His final season here upcoming. 3rd and 10 for Shane McCarley, looking to find Brandon Ellison. And here's an interesting stat. Old Dominion has converted on 59% of 3rd downs this year, and that ranks number 1 in the entire country. Nobody has converted on 3rd down better than Old Dominion has this season. It's been a great year for 3rd downs. Weird as that sounds, Old Dominion actually is very comfortable in these kinds of situations. 3rd and 8, McCarley looking to pass. He's got Brady Massey, but this time they won't convert. A yard short. Good defense to prevent any extra yardage. ODU decides they're going to go for it. Jumbo formation, hand it off to Melvin Bond. Kind of feel bad for Melvin because the offensive style has really taken away his position as fullback. There's not a lot of places for fullbacks in this offense right now. McCarley on a play action. He's sacked. Great defense there, coming right up the gap there. Marcus Payne, nobody even really touched him. That was hard to believe. 3rd and 13. Don't count Old Dominion out just yet. When it's 3rd and long, he's going to find Brandon Ellison. Beautifully done. Ellison had to come back to the ball, but he made the play. 1st down, drive stays alive, and now we jump ahead to 3rd and 4. Another pistol formation situation for Old Dominion as McCarley finds Connor Martin, runs through a tackle, and gets the 1st down. This is great offensive movement and lots of 3rd downs. It's hilarious that this is the way it's turning out, but again, nobody's done it better than Old Dominion this season. Harvey Taylor comes in to give David Dixon a little breather. 4 yards on Taylor's first carry. And now 2 backs in the backfield along with McCarley. Going to run a little screen here, but look at how well this is defended. Excellent job by the Marshall defense. They were not going to be fooled on that play, and so ODU settles for a field goal. And Marshall will continue to hold on to that lead, 7-3. Kickoff will be down by Wilson. He is a dangerous returner, though. He ranks 2nd in the conference in average yards per return on both kicks and punts. Interestingly enough, 2nd and 11 after a 1-yard loss. Gardner's going to avenge that loss with this huge gain, and he's hard to bring down. He's not terribly fast, but he's just a tough runner, and he's big-bodied. He's just so hard to bring down. You need more than one guy on some occasions, and Gunnar Holcomb just shoves off senior linebacker T.J. Armstrong. Unbelievable. And it just keeps getting better for Marshall's run game as they are tearing it up. And Old Dominion's trying to find an answer. It's very hard to defend a running attack this good. But look at Roshan Doherty. He blew that option up, nowhere going. Let's watch. He had the running back and then he had the quarterback. So even if the ball was handed to the running back, he had that covered as well. Not too often you see that. Screenplay blown up. Jack Tocho, but the defense swarmed to that one pretty well. There's a penalty, and it's roughing the passer, so it's going to be an automatic first down. T.J. Armstrong commits a fatal error. Would have been a field goal try for Marshall. Now turns into automatic first down inside the 10-yard line. Excuse me. 2nd and 6 now. Brandon Bird, the backup running back, is going to get about 4 on that play. 5. I should correct myself. Getting a little ahead of myself, I think. 3rd and 1 now. Under center as Matt Gardner's back in the game. He's brought down immediately by Volante Misher out of his safety spot. And there's no hesitation. Marshall decides to go for it. We're late in the first half. 90 seconds approaching to halftime. Marshall eating up time. Gardner has a hole to run through, and it looked like he had the touchdown, but marked just short. The ball wasn't across the goal line, so they'll line it up here and try to get it. No problem. Except there's a flag. Flag pending, and it's offside. The defense committing terrible penalties, although it didn't matter in this case because they scored, so no matter. And all of a sudden, 14-3 Marshall leads. And Old Dominion has to do something here. Brandon Moss, a new face on the offense, the receiving core. We haven't seen too much of him, but he'll make occasional appearances at this point in time with the number of seniors that are out there. He doesn't get much playing time currently. Dixon on the handoff on 3rd and 5. Not to be fooled. Marshall's defense has played outstanding so far. And look at Matt Gardner wide open in the flats. He just drops it. A lucky break for the defense. So it's 3rd and 10 now, with 30 seconds left in the first half. Holcomb looking to throw deep. He's going long, and it's Justin Weddle coming up with the interception. That kills the drive. And we're going to go into halftime thanks to that interception. ODU is not going to take any chances. They're just going to take this into the half, regroup, make some adjustments, figure out what's going on as Marshall holds on to a 14-3 lead. A bit demoralizing because the Marshall defense has played incredibly well, and they've done a very good job at bottling up the run game. David Dixon hasn't been able to get going consistently. Minimal gains most of the time for him. And on the other side of the ball, it's Matt Gardner that's been tearing up the Old Dominion defense. So lots of adjustments that have to be made at halftime in order to try and win this one. Old Dominion's win streak in jeopardy right now, and consequently the East Division title in jeopardy as well. But there's still a half of football to be played, and as you can see, there's Gunnar Holcomb. He's not the fastest quarterback around, but he will get the defense when they're not looking at him. Very important. It's kind of the whole idea on the option there. Look at Old Dominion, only 46 yards on the ground in the first half. It's been a struggle as of late. The past several games, the running game just really hasn't been there as it was in the last season or maybe earlier this season. It's just not been as effective. So it's been trying to get that more impactful. Marshall gets the ball to start the second half, and the defense needs to come up with a big stop here to give Old Dominion a chance. Look at Gardner. First carry of the half, and he gets nearly 20 yards. Full house backfield on this first down now for Holcomb. And look at this. Marcus Massey on the safety blitz over pursues, and as a result, Gardner runs right through that hole. Just unreal, the amount of damage they're doing on the run. But Holcomb's going to run. He fumbles. He gets hit, and actually, Gardner picks it up for a 4-yard gain. A weird play, but it sets up 3rd and 5 now. And Brandon Bird, look at how the defense came up with this one. 3 guys on that play. Roshan Doherty leading that charge. So it's going to be a 50-yard field goal try for Marshall. Here we go. This one up. Beautiful kick. And it's good. We've got a conference update from the West Division. It's Louisiana Tech holding on to a small lead over UTSA. Louisiana Tech trying to keep their hopes alive to stay in that West Division race there. We'll find out more about that game later, but in the meantime, McCarley's going to be in the pistol formation. Dixon cuts it back to the right side, and he's got about 12 yards on this play. Nobody does it better than Dixon when it comes to that kind of ability to make quick cuts, change a direction. Very agile, but so far today he's had few of those. Very few of those. Hasn't worked out too well. 2nd and 6 now. McCarley looks to pass, and he finds Brady Massey, who's going to be marked just short of a first down. Does get 5, though, and Old Dominion would pick up the first down next to a David Dixon run. So now Ellison on first down. Look at this play, 19 yards. And Old Dominion now looking to get their first touchdown of the day. Offense is finding a bit of momentum now. McCarley's going to roll out. Everybody's covered. Great defense by Marshall until they forget about McCarley. They covered the receivers so well on that play that they left a lot of space for the quarterback to just take off and run. Had to step out of bounds, though. Didn't want to risk taking a big hit or fumbling. Sets up a 2nd and goal situation after that run by Dixon. They're about half a yard to a yard away from the goal line. Dixon punches it in. First touchdown of the day for Old Dominion. And that's how you do it. Dixon's 10th rushing touchdown on the season. And it's 17-10. It's a one-score game here in the 3rd quarter, folks. Suddenly, we have a game on our hands now. Carlson punches through Jack Tocho. He won't go down, the big tight end. He had the touchdown earlier for Marshall. 2nd and 7. Takes the handoff. Holcomb, but look at Chad Robinson, the great pursuit, and it's a 6-yard loss, a huge loss. And now 3rd and 13 favors Old Dominion's defense in this situation here. What will they do to stop it? A little loud route and not enough. 2 yards short. What are they going to do? They're going to go for it. No hesitation again from Marshall. They like going for it. Here the defense looking to find it. Look, it's TJ Armstrong and Marcus Massey wrapping up Gardner, and it's a turnover on downs. A humongous stop for the defense. It was necessary. And Old Dominion takes over. 1st and 10 for Shane McCarley. Finds Philip Dickens on a little out route at the 40-yard line in Marshall territory. Suddenly a newfound momentum for the Monarchs here. 2nd and 8. McCarley carries it to about the 31-yard line. And the quick handoff to Dixon will barely get the first down. And we're going to go into the 4th quarter with quite a game on our hands. We knew this was the best matchup in the Conference USA so far this season. These two teams arguably the best. And it's 17-10, Marshall leading. To open up the 4th quarter, it's 1st and 10 for McCarley. From about the 30-yard line, he finds Dickens for about 5. And crucial to get points on this drive. Even if it is just a field goal, it's crucial to get some points to close the gap, if not tie it. And after Dickens gets a nice gain there, there's a flag on the play. Holding, and those kinds of penalties, you can't be having those at this point in the game. It's killer. Due to the gain on the play and the way the penalty worked out, though, it's actually 2nd and 5, so it didn't hurt too much. McCarley gets the first down, so Old Dominion's drive not too impacted by that penalty. Could have been a lot worse. 2nd and 10, pistol option for McCarley. Pitches it to Janelle Anderson. Not a name you hear too much He's just not gotten a lot of playing time. He hasn't impressed all that much, but a 10-yard gain sets up 3rd and inches for David Dixon on this handoff. He's got a hole running through it, and another touchdown on the day. 2 TDs for Old Dominion, and both accounted to David Dixon, and it's a tie game after the extra point. Great blocking there. Update is Louisiana Tech held on 45-42 to increase their chances of winning the West Division. Meanwhile, number 3 Nebraska barely gets by Minnesota in that Big Ten West race there, and Nebraska stays undefeated. Here we go. Holcomb rolling out, and it's Chad Robinson. He turned it on there, and it's a 5-yard loss after that sack. 2nd and 15. Now they're going to go for the screen. Gardner runs right through Kevon Walker's tackle and turns what would have been possibly a loss into a 24-yard gain. Wow. 17 all. This is quite a game we have on our hands here. I don't know why Marshall just doesn't give it to Gardner every single play, because he is absolutely ridiculous. 3rd and 5 now, and he's going to find McManus on the play for a 1st down. Keeping the drive going, but it's 3rd and 7 now as we jump ahead. Holcomb has time to pass, hit by Chad Robinson, and it's out of bounds. Nobody got that, and it's 4th down. Going for the long field goal from like 53 yards out. It's not even close. Goes wide. Old Dominion survives again, thanks to some good defensive play and a missed field goal there. So keeping things going. 2.5 minutes here in this game. Tied at 17. McCarley looking to throw. He's going to punch this one into the dirt. That play didn't have much of a chance. 3rd and 7 now. McCarley looks to pass. Dixon out of the backfield. A good matchup. He was up against a linebacker who had nowhere near the speed to match up with Dixon. Take that all day. 1st and 10 now. Handoff to Harvey Taylor. Taylor runs through a tackle. Tough running, and he gets 10 on the play. 2nd and inches. Looking very good for Old Dominion. A chance to get points on the board. Dixon up the middle. Met hard, but it's 1st and goal. A minute. Just over a minute to go. Trying to eat some time now. McCarley rolls out. Finds Massey. He's going nowhere. That play did not work out too well either. 2nd and goal. A lot of time is ticked off. Old Dominion doesn't want to leave any time for Marshall. But that stops the clock on the incomplete pass. 3rd and goal with 31 seconds. Handoff to Dixon. And he's met hard by the defense. Nowhere to go. Timeout Marshall with 27 seconds. Tommy Patrick has only missed 1 field goal this season to take the lead. Straight through the middle, no problem. And Old Dominion has a 20-17 lead. Now Gunnar Holcomb and the Marshall Thundering Herd have 2 timeouts and 20 seconds to go down and at least get a field goal here. Going, he had a man open and it was over his head. No beans on that one. I don't know why I said no beans. I really don't. That just came out of my mouth. 3rd and 10 with 15 seconds to go. This could decide everything in this game. Screenplay to Gardner. He's going to find the sideline, so if he gets out of bounds, it's a free timeout for Marshall. 15 on that one. So 9 seconds left. Maybe time for 2 plays here. What is this? Hunt underneath. He doesn't even get the 1st down. They have to use a timeout with 4 seconds, and there's only time for 1 play, so they're not going to get a field goal. This is the game right here. This is either Marshall's going to win on a touchdown here, or it's over. And Old Dominion wins. Going long, looking for his man Hunt. Sliding, and if he would have caught it sliding, he would have been down. It wouldn't have mattered. So Old Dominion hangs on. They had to come back in this game. But it was a great comeback. The defense adjusted very well to the situation. Stopped the offense of Marshall and wins 20-17 in a fantastic game. Very competitive. Marshall just didn't have quite enough to overcome Old Dominion's success in the second half. Some fortunate things went Old Dominion's way. Some missed field goal, 4th down stops. Hugely necessary. And Old Dominion stays undefeated in conference play. Believe that. The only loss on the season still remains that Michigan one to open the year. But as you can see, McCarley only 6.6 yards per completion. So that says a lot about the short passes that were being thrown in this game. But Dixon still trying to get a 100-yard game. We haven't got a 100-yard game out of him in a while, it seems. But here we go. The last part of the season coming up, everybody. This is where it's really going to matter, because the games that are remaining are not easy games. Florida Atlantic, they're not the greatest based on their record, but they're a team that always plays tough, and you can't take them lightly. Middle Tennessee is having a great season, and that matchup looks like it's going to be an epic one down the road as far as the records of the two teams, Old Dominion, Middle Tennessee. Who knows? I mean, ratings-wise, Marshall's definitely the best team along with Old Dominion in the conference, but as far as who's playing the best, I think Middle Tennessee might be that team. Good game today, though. Marshall brought it and just couldn't quite close it out. Old Dominion played a much, much, much better second half than they did in the first half. It was great to see. No turnovers. That was a big thing in this game. No turnovers. That made a big difference. 23 first downs, 325 yards of total offense for ODU compared to 280 for Marshall. And ODU maintains about average for third down conversion rate at 59% coming into the game, 62% today. That's good enough to keep them atop the best in the country on third down. That's something. And then 20 minutes, just 11 minutes on time of possession. Paris Bennett, a running back we've been recruiting, has committed. Signed his letter of intent to Old Dominion. He's coming here, guys. So, might not really be much of an immediate impact player, but he'll be somebody that we can develop over time. And maybe by his junior, senior seasons, he'll be a real impact player. Take a look at the top 25. There's 3 undefeated teams left. All at the top of the polls. Everybody else is beating each other up. Goodness gracious. And no, Old Dominion has not breached the top 25 yet. The winning streak, the way they're playing, still no respect in the polls at all. That comes partly from that Conference USA factor of that it's just a very weak conference. But there it is. Middle Tennessee and Old Dominion are the only undefeated teams left in the conference as far as conference records go. And if they keep it that way, that battle in a few games between ODU and Middle Tennessee is going to be huge, assuming all things remain the same, as both teams hope to stay undefeated going into that game. There's the players of the week, and I thank you guys all for watching. We'll get into recruiting and more in the next video, and I will see you guys all next time as Old Dominion takes on Florida Atlantic.